Happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody had a fabulous weekend. I'm going to start out my video today reading a book. That way, if there's any young viewers like Aaliyah, they can hear the story, and then I'll get on to my update. This was a gift from Amanda at Little Reborn Princess. Remember, I put those little outfits on Saffron and Sapphira that were gifts from her. Well, this was also in my lovely box, and it's called My Little Golden Book About God. And oh, there are so many illustrations in here that I just want to frame. I used to actually have this book, and when I downsized my children's library book, my golden books were part of what went, unfortunately. But just the illustrations are so beautiful. This page says, God is great. And look at these. Look at the chubby thighs on this little toddler girl in her romper. Oh, she's so cute. Look at the stars in the evening sky, so many millions of miles away. Let the light that you see shining, let me start that over. Look at the stars in the evening sky, so many millions of miles away. That the light you see shining left its star long, long years before you were born. Yet even beyond the farthest star, God knows the way. Think of the snow-capped mountain peaks. Those peaks were crumbling away with age before the first men lived on earth. Yet when they were raised up sharp and new, God was there too. I just love this little girl out in her jammies looking at the stars, holding her dolly. Look how sweet. Oh, I love this little girl. It's such a close-up picture, and she's bent over looking at a cricket. I have always loved insects and nature, and she's so cute. Bend down to touch the smallest flower. Watch the busy ant tugging at his load. See the flash of jewels on the insect's back. This tiny world your two hands could span, like the ocean and mountains and far-off stars God planned. Look at the little ladybug or ladybird. There's our Earth. Think of our Earth spinning in space, so that now for a day of play and work we face the sunlight, then we turn away. To the still soft darkness for rest and sleep. This too is God's doing. For God is good. Oh, I love this picture. I'm trying to get the book to head. My nose has an itch, ladies. Oh, I love them looking up at the birds at the beach. So sweet. God gives us everything we need, shelter from cold and wind and rain, clothes to wear and food to eat. God gives us flowers, the songs of birds, the laughter of brooks, the deep song of the sea. The children are just so illustrated, so sweet in this book. And, oh, look at the flowers. He sends us sunshine to make things grow. Sends in its turn the needed rain. Look at how sweet. Oh, look at him nuzzling with the bird. God makes us grow too, with minds and eyes to look about our wonderful world, to see its beauty, to feel its might. Look at her face. Oh, resting her chin in her little hands. He gives us small, still voices in our hearts to help us tell wrong from right. God gives us hopes and wishes and dreams, plans for our grown-up years ahead. He gives us memories of yesterdays so that happy times and people we love we can keep with us always in our hearts. For God is love. And then there's all these little pictures of her with her mommy and her new baby, rocking her dolly, going in the water at the beach. So sweet. God is the love of our mother's kiss, the warm, strong hug of our daddy's arms. God is in all the love we feel for playmates and family and friends. When we're hurt or sorry or lonely or sad, if we think of God, He is there with us. God whispers to us in our hearts, "Do not fear, I am here, and I love you, my dear. Close your eyes and sleep tight, for tomorrow will be bright. All is well, dear child. Good night." Look at her at the end of her bed looking out the window, the moon in the sky. Oh, I love golden books. Thank you so much, Amanda, for that. Here's Miss Maisie. Miss Maisie does not have her little, they weren't really bantu knots, but her little bunches I took out. I just didn't want her hair to be at a constant pull. I don't know if that would do anything, so I took her little bunches out, but she's as happy as ever. Look at that face. But anyway, it is the start of a new week. Who do we have here? We have Zipporah and Anastasia all snuggly buggly. And I did put my Mama's Little Monkey kit here because Vijagne wanted to be reading, so she needed her hands to hold her book. And there's sweet Cami Rose. And here's Vijagne reading her book. That book actually also came from Amanda. And she has her little stash from Virginia there next to her. I want to try to come up with some little bookcase or something back there that won't interfere with the rocking, but not that it ever rocks, but so she can have her own little bookcase. Won't that be sweet? There's King Atticus and Sir Malachi, the prince, and then of course there's Queen Isabella in all her regal glory, and oh, Saffron and Sapphira, my little nugget girls. And over here, Mickey and Abigail are having some lovely little conversation going on. And then here's Genevieve in her joyful butterfly chapeau. And here we have little twin Levi, as I call him, though I do know his name. And I do need to tell y'all that this is the last time you'll see him in my nursery. I will be doing his box packing tomorrow. He is leaving tomorrow, so he'll be home by the end of the week, and he is going to be remaining on YouTube. So again, his box packing will not be posted until he's home, and I of course will link his box opening under the box packing. So when I finish this video, I'm going to actually be setting up his box packing as well as giving him his little spa treatment. So there's sweet little man. Oh, he's so sweet. I tell you, that merging of those two kits, I just love how he came out. And then I did dress Miss Sophia Grace in a cuddly pair of jammies. I left the white headband on her with the pink flower, the white lace headband. But this is a little velour. I think it was Janie and Jack. It's actually preemie size, and it's a little saggy on her, so I think it might run big. But it's a very pale green velour, and it has little embroidered deer on it and little embroidered flowers. Just 3 deer, I think 1, 2, 3 deer. And then in the back, it has, she's a kit that's not put together, so, but it has that like barn door closure on the back with a little ruffle, and then there's little ruffles down here at her ankle. So she's all snuggly buggly now, because y'all remember she was wearing that little sleeveless smocked dress. But I told y'all I had a story to tell you, so I have to tell you this funny story. So this past weekend was our wedding anniversary, which is why I was nowhere to be seen. I stayed off of YouTube and stuff. I really wasn't on social media. I got a little behind on emails, but I am caught up now. I believe. I hope so. Thank you to everybody for being patient. But it was our anniversary this weekend, and we both are practical gift givers as well as practical gift receivers, meaning we both enjoy gifts that we're actually going to use and that we need over frivolous things that are going to sit and never be used. And so it's so fun every year to watch what we come up with for each other, for birthdays, Christmas, anniversary and stuff. And so I was trying to think, what does he need? What does he need? Well, my husband's car, he loves his car, but it was starting to get, and it was a little bad in Ohio, but it got really bad in Texas, and it's from the sun. But his headlights had started getting, like the UV layer had been burned off from the sun because he wasn't putting the car in the garage. And so we would say, and this is no offense to anybody, but we used to say she had glaucoma because you really, the lights worked and you could see and everything, but aesthetically she just, had all this crusty stuff all over sorry, I was fixing that, over her eyes. And so he had ordered himself either off of eBay or Amazon when we were in Texas. He had ordered himself replacement lights, but they were not the ones from the dealer. They were just, I don't know, knockoffs. And so he put them on. He was so excited they arrived. He put them on, and while the car looked beautiful and brand new, they were very dim, and he only used them for a very short time, and then he put his old lights back on. Well, then a couple weeks ago, he decided, oh, I just can't stand this anymore. I'm going to put on the nice looking lights, and he did. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to get him new headlights. So I called a local auto supply store, and they did not have the ones from the dealer. So I called the dealer, and lo and behold, I didn't have to spend for 10% of what it would have cost me for new lights. And let me tell you, they were not. I could have bought a Reborn for the cost of those lights, ladies. Like a high quality Reborn. But they offer a cleaning service there. I'm like, well, they're really bad. You know, you sure you can? He's like, yep, we can do them. Bring them in. So I made that phone call on, was it Monday? I don't remember. It was the beginning of the week last week. And yeah, because it was after the time change. It was the beginning of the week. And so I didn't have to make an appointment. They just told me to bring them in. It would take about an hour and a half or 2 hours to be done. So I'm like, fabulous. And I actually had a doctor's appointment. So I think that was Tuesday. So what I planned to do was drop them off on the way to my appointment and then run a couple errands and then go pick them up. Okay, ladies, here's the funny part of the story. My husband, wherever we've lived, has always installed security cameras at our house. And this particular one that we have, anytime there's movement to a certain level, like he has it set. So like every bird that flies by in the beginning, man, we got some amazing videos, and we could watch them in slow motion. He tried sending them to me. I was going to try to upload them, but we couldn't figure it out. But like the birds would like pause in front of the camera and look at it. I don't know if it was the warmth, but anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. But anyway, so I'm thinking, how in the world, because the lights that needed to be cleaned, thank goodness they were off his car. There's no way I could have done this if they were on his car. But they were in the shipping boxes of the lights that he had ordered. He just stuck them in there. So I'm like, how am I supposed to get these out? Because one of the cameras is on the garage, and it captures like our back door, our backyard, our driveway. And I'm like, how am I going to get these out and him not wonder? You know, I never think about those darn cameras. And here now I need to sneak these lights out so I can get them clean. So I'm like, okay, well, I have a couple other boxes that can go to recycle. So I put them all in the car. And the recycle place is not too far from the car place. So I thought, okay, it'll be about the same time. So as soon as I got to the car place, because ladies, I'll be honest, I couldn't remember if he swapped them out 100% for aesthetics or if possibly one of the lights wasn't working. And I didn't want to pay the money to clean these lights if they weren't working. So, how do I ask him? So what I did was I sent him a quick text letting him know that I took boxes to recycle and oops, your lights are in these 2 boxes. So I don't know if I can recycle them or not, but they're working, right? So I'll just bring them home. Well, his response was okay. So it didn't really tell me if they were working, but I thought, well, I'll go ahead and take the risk. So I dropped them off. Went and did my things. They weren't completely finished when I was done with my stuff. But I went over there anyway, so I got to see him finishing up the second one. And man, did they look brand spanking new. I was shocked. So then my plan was, I thought, okay, well, of course I want to wrap them, right? So I had purchased a large gift bag, and I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll bring them in the house. But he's going to see this, right? So I'm like, well, I'll bring him in the house, and if he asks me anything, I'll just say, well, I just decided to store him in the basement. But I thought, oh, I'm so bad, ladies. I can't lie. If you will see in my face, I'm so bad at this, and I knew he would know. So I'm like, oh, that won't work. So I decided to put them back in the garage, and then that way, our anniversary was Saturday. So I thought, well, that way, when he goes to shower, I'll run out there with the gift bag, so he won't even, if he happens to get to his phone before I give him the gift, he won't see that I carried those 2 boxes in. So of course he hits the shower before me, ladies. It is like so cold, and I'm in a nightgown. I didn't even think to put my slippers on. I run out there so quickly with the gift bag behind my back. I don't know why, but I did. And then I get them in there, and then I come in the house and I tied it up and I put my card on it, and then I put it by the back door. Well, the funny thing is, he had told me something's coming from Amazon, and when it gets here, don't open it, because I normally open all the packages, even if they're addressed to him. Sometimes I don't even look, but I'll like slice it open for him so that when he gets home, he just has to open it. So I'm like, okay, well, that arrived on Friday, and it actually came while he was here for lunch. So he went to the door, and they actually rang the doorbell. UPS has stopped ringing the doorbell, but for whatever reason on Friday they did. I was shocked. Anyway, so he went over, got that, and I knew it was in the foyer. But anyway, so he comes out from taking a shower and immediately walks by the back door and to get something out of the little cupboard. And he's like, oh, what's this here? I'm like, well, aren't you sneaky? I was hoping to get him a shower in, ladies. But anyway, he's like, hold on, I have something for you. Well, he goes and gets his box. Well, he was so happy with his lights. First, he's looking at them, and you could tell they weren't new because I didn't realize this. What they did was it was a spinny thing. Not buffed, but they like sanded. They sanded off all the buildup, and then they put a new UV protective coat on it, and then they buffed them and made them really beautiful. But of course they didn't clean the back, and I didn't think of that because they put them back in the boxes, which also had like all the packing paper. And of course I couldn't stand in the garage like looking at them or anything. I did look at them at the dealer, and then I closed the boxes up. But it didn't dawn on me that there was dust on the paper, so some dust got a little on the front, and then the backs, of course, were dusty. Duh, I didn't think about like taking them out and properly cleaning them, because again, I couldn't stand in the garage that long because he's going to be like, hey, what's up? And I wasn't even baking babies. The last day that I painted was Thursday of last week, so it wasn't even like I was in there. And I never stand in there and wait for the babies in the cold. I come in the house and set my kitchen timer, so I didn't want anything to be off of normal. So anyway, he's like looking at them, and he's reading the side of the box, and I'm laughing. He's like, what's so funny? I'm like, that box isn't going to tell you anything. Those are the boxes from the lights that are on your car. He's like, okay, well, what are these? I'm like, well, these are your lights. He's like, no, they're not. I'm like, yes, those are your lights. He's like, did you get me new lights? I'm like, no, those are your lights. I said, I got them fixed for you. Well, immediately, man, that he got his slippers and his little fleecy, and he's out there to, I got to put them on. I'm like, well, so now I'm opening my gift, and I have to show you this. This, of course, I didn't know when I told y'all I had a fun story. The funny story was about me trying to avoid the security cameras. Ladies, I was like Lucille Ball. Y'all should have seen me, like not looking up at the cameras and sneaking. It was so funny. But let me put my little hand here. So I opened my box. It's dark. Let me turn on the light quickly. Again, we're so practical. So my husband got me lights. He got me soft photography light boxes, which I will turn on so you can see. And don't they take the prettiest little pictures? I can even turn this off, and look how soft it is in there now. But I just think it's so fun that we both got each other lights. It just hysterical. So anyway, again, our minds must have been on the same place. I don't know. But anyway, it just was funny that we both got each other lights. And again, they're both so practical. And right away, he's outside he did help me put my lights together. And then he went out and he carried one down for me. And then he went outside to install his lights. And then I snapped a couple pictures just to see the difference between with and without them. And they really are. Just to make a really soft background. I'm really happy because sometimes I get reflections on my backdrops, and so this will help with that, so bless him. But anyway, so that was our weekend. Other than that, we just kind of, enjoyed each other's company. We watched a couple movies. Oh, what was the one? Oh, we enjoyed, it was called Glass Castle. I was thinking Glass House. I knew that was wrong. Glass Castle. It was a good movie. The other one I don't recall, but it was just okay. I do recall that. I did Glass Castle. I much preferred. But anyway, so today's been a busy day, house cleaning, laundry. I had a couple doctor appointments. So I am home now, and I am going to go set up little twin Levi. Let me give you all a final peek of him. He's now a tummy sleeper. I don't want to roll him with one hand, but look at that. Oh, I should because he's so sweet. Let me see if I can give him a little... Oh, he's going to have a little bit of bedhead, ladies. Which actually, he has a hat, and when I pulled it off one day and his hair all poofed standing up, I thought he looked oh so sweet with bedhead. Oh, let me turn your head a little bit, little man. There he is. Oh, he's so sweet. Oh, I will miss this little face. Ladies, as I've said before, it is the bittersweet part of being an artist. You just fall in love with them all, and then... But I'm so happy when their mommies are so happy. He's such a little snuggly buggly. So he will be heading out tomorrow, and then I will get back to painting. I will pack him up in the morning, do my box packing video as I do, and then I will take him to the post office, and then I will come back and paint, ladies. I actually need to condition some of my baby's hair. Zipporah needs a conditioning treatment, and so does... Abigail. Abigail's actually the first baby I took a photo of because I thought, you know, my husband gave me the lights and that's his little girl. So she's the first photo I took out in my little soft boxes. And I noticed her hair is getting a little dry. Mohair does dry out because, you know, it's just mohair that has no live source any longer. So she needs a little conditioning treatment. And then when I put Anastasia in with Zipporah, I noticed Zipporah's getting a little dry too. So excuse my throat there. But anyway, ladies, it is probably around 5 o'clock. I don't think there's any sun left, and if there is, it's very minimal. Let's see what we have going on. I think I came down here, but yeah, it's getting dark. Oh, it looks blue from here. It looks gray where I'm looking. Isn't that funny? But it was about 4:30 when I came down here. Oh, I'm at 21 minutes. So anyway, ladies, so stay tuned for a box packing. Again, it will be created tomorrow, but it will not post until either Thursday or Friday when he gets home, depending on our fabulous postal system. That was said tongue-in-cheek. And then I do want to make the video about my some of my favorite supplies. I might be able to do that actually after my box packing because I have to go clear my workspace table. I'll just see if any of the things I'm utilizing need to be shown. But anyway, I might be able to do that before I get back to painting. It'll just depend. So that video actually might be up first. But I do want to do that. And I have decided I'm not going to do a layaway video because as I pondered it, every layaway situation that I have is, you know, pretty much customized for that particular person. So everybody knows I offer layaway, and it's something I just discuss with each individual person. I just couldn't come up with a way to make a video that would incorporate everybody because every layaway agreement is individual. So, but I had said I'd be making that video, but I will not be. So I just wanted to update you on that. And let's see our beautiful joy bubble. Everybody find some joy today and be blessed. And it is getting colder and colder here. We woke up this morning, our entire lawns were covered with frost. And I know in Illinois they got snow over the weekend. My mom had snow. So just praying for good weather for the next couple weeks because we would like to go visit my mom for Thanksgiving. That's the current plan. So anyway, we shall see how that goes weather-wise. But anyway, everybody, do be blessed and have an absolutely fabulous, fabulous Monday evening or Tuesday. Some of y'all are already in Tuesday. Good morning to you. And be blessed, everybody. And thank you so much. And again, find your joy. Bye-bye.